So now we're going to start with a very important practice, also a very basic tantric practice. And we're going to sit either sideways or facing. I do advise to speak to the left ear of your beloved. So if you're facing each other, intend that it's going to their left ear, which is on your right. Shakti, the goddess, starts first, or Shakti, the feminine aspect, starts first. And that means that she goes first. So Shiva, the god, the masculine, is now going to ask her a very simple question. It's a very basic practice from Ramana Maharshi, and it is a very ancient practice. It's called, who am I? So the person is asking you, who are you? And you answer whatever comes to mind. It's good to actually close your eyes. And if you're doing it tantrically, listening to the whispering on your left ear. You're being asked the question, who are you? And you answer whatever comes to mind. It could be, I'm a mother, I'm a teacher, I'm an architect. Who are you? I'm Hanna. And then the person answers, thank you. And again they ask, who are you? And you answer, I am noisy neighborhood. Whatever comes to mind, don't edit, don't explain, no need to justify. You just state the simple whatever is arising, whatever you see, hear, feel, without editing. And the person who's asking you the question just says, thank you. And then asks again, who are you? It's as if we're dropping layer by layer by layer, all the way to the divine essence. And the divine essence may not look like what you expect it to. There will come a point later on, after a while doing this practice, that you might come into a silent place. So I'll go back over it. You're going to go Shakti first. So Shiva, the god, the man, the masculine, will be asking the question, who are you? Shakti, the goddess, or the feminine, will respond. Shiva will respond back, thank you. Who are you? And after a few silences, then Shiva will stop asking and just be present until Shakti comes out of the meditation, or until I ring the bell, and therefore you will swap. Very simple, the practice. So we're going to start. You might have the answer inside but not be able to utter it, and that's okay. And so the person who is asking the question asks again, who are you? Awaits for an answer, and if it doesn't come, still say, thank you. And after 3 or 4 times of not receiving an answer, you know they are at that divine essence source. So just let them be there, looking at them, so that when they do open their eyes, they will see your eye gazing, you're receiving them. First of all, we're going to start with a namaste. And very simply, Shiva will ask the question, who are you? Trusting your answer. and letting the words go. Just being with what is. Noticing where you've arrived at. There is no right and wrong, it just is. And just to remember who you really are, say out loud that last part of who you arrived, whom you are, stating it out loud. And we're going to swap where Shakti, the goddess, is going to ask Shiva, the god. Shakti, the feminine aspect, is going to ask Shiva, the masculine, who are you? And after the answer comes back, you say, thank you. Who are you? And asking the beloved, who are you? Receiving the answer, saying, thank you. Asking again, who are you? Drilling down. letting go of the words, noticing where you have arrived at. Wherever you're at, whoever you are, it's all perfect. And just to complete this, invite yourself to utter, who are you? Just declare the last thing that you became, that you realize that you are. Just declare to each other, I am that, or I am space, whomever you got to. This, whoever you became last, whether it is space or green fields or silence or an identity or an animation character, whatever it is, that's whom you'll be playing with and with the beloved. So we're going to have a meditation where we're going to make love as whom we are right now. We're going to have a meditation as home play, where you're making love as that which you are, that divine essence that you reached and acknowledged and recognized. The two flames of divine spark. So if you became silence and Mickey Mouse, they were both making love to each other. And it's all perfect. So you may want to write down, because in the middle of lovemaking you might forget who you are. So you need to speak it out loud. I am silence, or I am Mickey Mouse. And write this down so that you remember that that's your character. For a play, for a game. After all, this whole reality, elusive reality, is a play of the gods. And you are nothing but an instrument of the divine. You are a stage name for the divine. So right now, through life, you're going acting for the divine. The divine is who you really are. And your birth name, spiritual name, chosen name is just a character you're acting out in some sort of divine game, play. Theater of life. And I'm going to instruct you in this next stage of the Tantric meditation. But what's important to remember is that this meditation of who are you, that is the main question of the Ramana Maharshi practices. They're also used as the enlightenment intensive practices to really truly realize who you really are. And it's done intensively for 16 to 18 hours a day, minimum 3.5 days up to 10 days. So it's slightly more intense. It's a very active, dynamic practice where you're being asked, who are you? And answering, I am that. So you could certainly do that as your tantric practice. And just a few minutes when you whisper it to your left ear, just a few minutes help you drop into that exquisite space of the sublime, of the real divine essence within. So we're going to now start a practice which is slightly more daring, and it's an invitation for you. You could do that later on in the privacy of your own bedroom, but the instructions will be carried out throughout. And you could do that listening to some sort of tranquil or very atmospheric music. And the practices, I'm going to instruct you on the practices, and then we're going to run through them. And it's an invitation for you to really go for it. So the first stage